Well, hello everybody. How are you? How are you? My name is Wayne. You are watching Inside Fairlawn, where I simply walk around town visiting our neighbors and seeing what we're doing here in town. And today, I'm here at the Maurice M. Pine Public Library. Why, you ask? Because upstairs, on the second floor, in the Pine Gallery, the Fairlawn Art Association is having an opening reception for their show. I think we had somewhere between 15 to 20 artists showing their work today, and I want to go in and let you see what's going on. We must support art in Fairlawn, and I want people to know that we actually have it here. So come on, join me as we go inside Fairlawn. Hi, Candy.
Hi, Wayne.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Give me an official introduction. Tell everybody who you are.
I'm the administrator of the Fairlawn Art Association, which is at the Recreation Building in the town. We are sponsored by the Recreation Department, but considered a club. And we have a big 30 by 40 inch art studio, and we offer class and studio time, and a lot of children's classes as well.
How long has that been involved in Fairlawn? How has it been in town?
70 years.
70 years, folks. Those that are watching this right now, you're not alone, but we do know this does exist. And what's happening today is there's actually an opening reception because there's a number of different artists involved with the association. I think somewhere between 15 to 20 maybe
Yes.
showing something today. But this is your work.
This is my work.
Now tell me what I'm looking at here. This is a very interesting format.
Encaustic collage. Encaustic is an ancient way of doing art. It was used on the sarcophages,
Sarcophagi.
them in Egypt. And it's basically beeswax that's been embedded with color, so the color never fades because the beeswax protects it.
Am I looking at that here?
You're looking at, I took it a little further and added collage into it. So I don't use a lot of color. Most of my stuff is found things and paper that I embed into the wax.
So this is wax on a what? A piece
On a
of
board, on a
masonite
piece of
board
that's coated.
Where did you get the wax from? Beeswax. Do you know a couple of bees?
No, you get it at Dick Blick. It comes prepared. It's mixed with Damar varnish.
Specifically meant for projects like this?
Specific,
How long have
yes.
you been working in this medium?
About 2 years.
What a concept. This is so cool. Come on, tell me, look. The design here,
It's made
it's called
from-
Untidable. What image are you trying to get across here?
No, I just like the way the paper went together and the different textures of things. So some of it is color oil, and some of it is paper that I find in a Chinese grocery store.
I'm not going to ask you about that. And this is a penny. But it's the
Yes.
same thing. It's another collage on wax, beeswax.
On the board, yes.
And you put together in various, I see some string.
Yes.
What's the catalyst for some of these ideas that you came up with? How'd that happen?
Whatever I find and how that looks interesting to me to add on to it. I'm trying not to really go in with a specific idea. I let the work take me.
Where it's going to go.
Yes.
Lovely stuff. Very nice to meet you, and keep on working with the Art
All
Association.
right.
I think it's a
And
great thing going on in town.
I'd appreciate it. Everybody, we're looking for new members. If anybody is interested. Art for me, do it fairlawnart@aol.com.
Okay, say that one more time.
fairlawnart@aol.com.
Okay. Pleasure be to you. Good luck with the rest of the
Thank
show.
you.
And folks, come and enjoy some of this work. Hi, how are you?
Fine. How are you today?
Oh, I'm excited. I always love to be at opening receptions. Introduce yourself. What's your first name?
My name is Mary.
Now, how long have you been involved with the Art Association?
Many years, really.
Many years?
Yes.
What kind of work have you always been doing with them?
Well, I started out in oils, but I've been doing watercolors for since 1989, really.
That's a couple days.
Yeah, really.
Speaking of watercolors, this is one of your wonderful pieces here. Tell me a little bit of something about this.
Well, I started painting it outdoors in Maine at a harbor I was at, but I didn't finish it, so I brought it home and worked with it after
You know,
I
that's
got
interesting.
home.
I wonder sometimes, do you take like a photograph of this, or is it a photograph in your mind and then you go back home to work on it?
Yeah, well, I did take a photograph of the area, several photographs of
Okay.
what was at the harbor.
Is that a usual way that you sometimes try to do some of your work?
Yes, I do. And then I combine them, put the best from each one into it.
So this is Maine,
This is Maine, up
but,
in,
but this does exist in Maine.
well, the...
Something close to it.
Not all of it does, but the two buildings do, and the water.
Very exciting.
Yes.
How do you feel about people looking at your work?
That's all right.
Because I think besides it, I just started this, but folks, I already see a little red dot there, and that means it's sold already.
That's right.
So if people want to come down to the show, I think it'll be here for a little while before it's gone from the
It
show.
will, yes.
But you don't mind people looking at your work,
No,
and you plan on doing a few more of these, I would imagine.
I do. Yeah, I paint.
Well, very nice to meet you, and good luck with your work. Thank
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, let's keep on walking around, folks. I have a feeling you had a lot to do with this. Is that true?
Yeah.
What's your first name? What's your name?
Elizabeth,
How old are you?
13 years
Now,
old.
when did you get involved with doing artwork? How long?
Well, I started this when I was in 7th grade, in the beginning of 7th grade.
You started this particular project?
No, I
You've just
started-
been doing art all along?
Yeah, I started taking sewing classes with Sandra in 7th grade.
I know. I don't want you to move away, because folks, I want to give you an idea of how big this is, okay? Don't just stay. You stay right there. See, this is a huge collage kind of like, what do you call this?
Quilt.
Quilt. Good. This is amazing. Now tell me about how you put all this together. Like, this must have taken a long time, right?
Yeah, it took us about 10 weeks to make.
About 10 weeks. Now, when you
Yeah.
say we, did somebody work along with you?
No, but Sandra, she taught me the basics because I had never made a quilt before. So I had
So
been
what are
taking-
the basics?
Well, so first of all, you have the border.
Right.
You have to cut. Well, you have to cut the fabric individually into these squares. So that took a long time, just cutting out the
Oh, yeah,
individual
really?
squares, and then the whole process of sewing them together. And then there was the whole thing of like holding it, because when we got like halfway done, it was like me sitting on the sewing machine, and I couldn't get the fabric through because I was working with this
It's
huge
so big,
piece
right?
of fabric. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you told me this took a couple months to actually put together?
Yeah, and then there was the whole process of actually putting the top layer with the other two layers so that it actually becomes a blanket.
Oh, actually, this is, what, 2 or 3 layers we got going on here?
You have the top layer, which is the decorative part.
Okay.
Then you have the batting in the middle, which is what makes it like soft and comfortable to sleep
Okay.
with. And then you have the back, which is just white fabric. And as you can see, you got like I did all these stitches to keep them all together.
Oh, that must have been very tedious,
Yeah.
but you're happy about seeing it now.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, let me ask you, how do you feel about, come on, get closer, get closer. How do you feel when people see your work? What does that make you feel like?
Makes me proud because I spent so long on it and it's finally finished. And I remember when I first had it and I was working on this tiny square and I was thinking, when am I ever going to finish this?
Great job, congratulations. Is this somewhere in your future, doing these kinds of projects?
Well,
Maybe?
I think of it more as a hobby.
Okay. Well, good luck. I think you have some great work. Congratulations, and we're going to let everybody know that the show's running on. And folks, I'm going to go do some more here. Stay with me, don't go away. That is so cool. Well, introduce yourself. Tell everybody your name.
I'm Wayne Wogan. I'm a retired teacher from Glen Rock, a resident of Fairlawn. What I started doing a few years ago after I retired from teaching in Glen Rock was trying to recapture the Fairlawn I remember from my youth.
Oh, really?
This particular picture here is a picture of an old oak tree
Get a little
on
bit closer
Fairlawn Avenue.
and a little bit louder so I can hear you.
It's an old oak tree on Fairlawn Avenue, 1307 Fairlawn Avenue.
No kidding.
I just wanted to capture the uniqueness of it, and sorry to say it was cut down in June of this year, but
So you actually captured this. That's, if you didn't do this, you would never see it again.
that's right.
That's fantastic. Now this is an oil base?
Well, it's an acrylic.
An acrylic.
Yes.
And folks, I just want you to know that one of the things that caught my eye also was the actual frame here. Now this is probably a silly question, but the frame is not made out of the tree, is it?
No.
That would have been a way to keep the life going.
Old fence.
Oh, how do you feel with people looking at the work that you do? How do you feel about that?
That's why I do it. It's there to be observed.
You enjoy that?
Yeah.
This is fantastic. I think it's really, really good. And to give it a little bit of history of at one point being on Fairlawn Avenue was fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I know you have some other work here, but I just wanted to focus a little bit on this one. Enjoy your art career. And thank you very much, Wayne. Thank you. Boy, I hear chimes going off. This is fantastic. I have a feeling what I just pulled back from, you had a lot to do with. Is that true?
Yes.
What's your name?
Sandra Guevara.
Now tell me, Sandra, what am I looking at here? Nice so loud.
This is my first quilt.
This is a quilt, folks.
Yes,
I'll
I
tell you
made
what,
it
you know what? I'm going to let people get an idea of size. So if you don't, you just stay right there, because this is kind of, now folks, you see how big that is? Okay, now tell me more about it as I come in again. Tell me.
Okay, I learned to do sewing since when I was a kid, but I started again once I had my boy.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I made this quilt for him. So
Now how long did it take? This is, tell me how this is made, because I don't really know how a quilt is made. It's different from the one I saw before that was all individual patches. This looks like a different approach.
Yes, this is called applique.
Applique, what does that mean?
It has like an image. You made the image with different pieces of fabric, or it can be paper.
Yeah.
So I created the image and then sew it together
So
in
this
one
is
layer.
this is different layers, like this material
Different
here
layers.
is on top of something else?
Yes, on top of the background, this one.
And is there another layer or something behind that?
Yes, the back.
Oh, whoa.
So-
Different color.
Yes.
Is the bear on the back? Do you have something
No,
on, or is it
no,
another
it's plain,
animal?
plain.
It's plain. So this is like a front.
Yes.
Why a bear?
Because that was the first book that my son started reading when he was 2 years old. He loved the book, and I made a quilt for him.
3 bears? Mama bear, Papa bear, and the baby bear? Is that still the one?
This is the book from...
It's another book. It's a bear book.
Brown Bear, Brown.
How long did it take you to complete the whole project? How long?
That one, I will say like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. That
Make it.
seems to be rather quick.
Yes.
You're good at this, huh?
Yes.
Well, you've been involved with this art association for a little while now, too, right?
Like 3 years.
That's a long time. How do you feel when people see what you do? How does that make you feel?
Happy.
Happy? You
They
feel good about
enjoy
it?
And my kids from my sewing classes, they love the class.
I think that's almost the bottom line, that your son loves what you did, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for talking with me, and good luck with your art career. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, let's keep on walking around. Now this, Constance, looks fabulous. Tell me your name. Tell me your full name. What's your name?
Connie Gordon.
Okay, now, Connie, this is called The Mechanic. This is your work, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now tell me a little bit about it. This is oil on canvas I'm reading?
Yes, it is. It's oil on canvas.
This is a nice size, folks. I'm just going to give you a little idea of size here. There's Connie over there. This is a nice full frame. How did this get started? Why Mechanic is the theme for you?
Sometimes things just happen, and it's not because you planned it, but all of a sudden it is something,
That's true. Okay.
whether you planned it or not. And
Now, is this a real person that you actually know, or is this just
No,
something that? How did this come about?
if I said to you I don't remember,
I'm not going to believe it.
believe it.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You don't remember.
All of a sudden, it was there, and I said, I did that? That's great.
Now, is this a little bit larger than some of the normal other sizes of work that you've done? A little bit.
No, I've done
No?
some
Most of this kind
larger
of size?
things. This is fairly large. There are some smaller pieces here that I did, but not oil. I have a pastel.
Okay, so you have a few variations.
Yes.
How long have you been doing artwork, by the way? How long have you been involved?
When I was 5 years old, they gave me a crayon,
Aha.
and I said, "Wow, look at what I can do with this."
Do you remember what color that first crayon was?
No, I wish I
Oh,
did.
You should have told me anything. I would have believed you.
Oh, I'll say red.
Very
Red is a good color.
Red's a good color, yes, yes. Let me ask you this, though. How do you feel with people looking at your work? How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel good.
Yeah?
I love people to see the things I've done,
All right.
and especially the things that I'm happy with.
This is
I'm
one of those
pleased-
examples, yes.
Yes.
How long have you been involved with the Fair Lawn Art Association?
Oh, goodness. Way back when it was on River Road in the firehouse.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember what year it was.
But I remember that too, yes. But I just want to say thank you very much, of course, for letting people see your work and letting me chat with you for a moment or two. We're going to let people know at the end of my program how long the show is running so folks can come up and actually see it.
Great.
Continue. Good luck with what you're doing, Connie.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll say goodbye to our guy right over here. Bye, guy.